Now, away from a crazy weekend of transfers, we are here today with some other different videos, of course. Now, one of the ones at the minute that I'm doing are quite popular are obviously nation changes. And today's one, we got Algeria. We're going to take a look at the players that could have played for Algeria but decided to play for a different nation. Now, this episode is really special because the players we got in this one are absolutely massive, alright? Huge players. I mean, some of the biggest the world's ever seen. A lot of people are calling for me to have a shave as well. I've just let it go. I've just left it. I've just been lazy. But if you guys want me to, then put it in the comment section down below. I don't get the big issue. I know it looks shit, but come on, lads. Let me have my moment here. We are nearly able to do another confirmed transfer episode, which I'll be doing this week, obviously, because we've got enough information, enough research already, but stay tuned for that. And if you guys are looking to get yourself any custom controllers, Xbox, PlayStation, you name it, check out GetGripped.co.uk in the description down below. Use RossiHD checkout page. 5% discount. If you guys want another nation change video this week, drop a like and a thumbs up down below. Can we smash 4,000 likes on this episode for another episode this week? And let me know, what nation shall I do in the comments? Could be your nation. The first player is Mr. Drip Doctor himself, Samir Nasri. Now, this guy has Algerian heritage. So as you guys are all aware, he chose France. He's always picked France, obviously. He's played for the under 16, under 17, under 18, under 19, under 21, and 41 appearances, scoring 5 goals for the main team, which is actually pretty decent. This guy's currently on loan to Seville, obviously from Manchester City, which is his, main club. Now, listen to this, okay? Nasri's parents are both French, okay? They both were brought up in France, but his grandparents actually emigrated to France from Algeria. Now, he hasn't picked to play for Algeria, as you are all aware. He was born and raised in France, and he's obviously decided to play for France all of his life. So there's no real reason, or there's no real explanation why he didn't play for Algeria. His parents are French, he was born there, he was raised there, and, that's just what happened. I don't think he ever actually considered playing for Algeria, regardless of his grandparents being from there. Obviously he feels French and stuff like that, and he decided that was the best route for him. In hindsight, it probably was the best route for him. He's played 41 games for France, obviously, which is absolutely huge, scoring 5 goals. He's never actually won anything for France other than the UEFA European Under-17 Football Championship in 2004. So that's the only thing he's really won internationally. But still, he's picked France, and I think that's a fair judgment, a fair move from him. Next up is probably one of the best strikers maybe in the world or whatever. That's pretty controversial, but he's a good striker nevertheless. We have Karim Benzema, obviously, Real Madrid striker. Now, the Herald, actually, which is a newspaper article, actually come out and said Benzema told to go and play for Algeria as French race row escalates. Oh my god. Now, Benzema is a part of, apparently according to this, who is of Algerian extraction. So basically, he is of Algerian descent, if you guys are unaware. Now, apparently, his grandfather lived in Algeria and before emigrating to France. So the whole Algerian thing has come from, obviously, his grandfather. Now, he's never considered playing for Algeria. He's played in under 17, under 18, under 19, under 21 team for France, and also for the main team, obviously 81 appearances, 27 goals, not a bad record. Now, recently, obviously, he hasn't played for France and stuff due to this blackmailing thing with Albuena and stuff like that, and a few politicians are just having a go at him, saying just go play for Algeria. If they understood the rules of football, mate, you can't just change your nation. You can't just change who you're playing for once you've picked France or whatever, especially after making 81 appearances, scoring 27 goals from. I think it's a bit too late, politicians, for that. But either way, that is 2 French footballers we have looked at now who could have played for Algeria, Samir Nasri and Karim Benzema. It's time to look at another player next who's not French. We have a guy who's actually retired now and he's no longer playing football, but you guys may be aware of this guy, Matteo Ferrari. We got retro stuff going on right now. This guy could have played for Algeria. He was actually born in Algeria, but he actually went on to play for Italy, making 11 appearances for them. He played for Italy in the Olympics, and he also played for under 21 teams, making 27 appearances, which is huge. He's played for pretty much most of the clubs in Italy. I mean, literally loads of clubs, just to name a couple: Inter Milan, Roma, and he's also been in the Premier League with Everton as well, if you guys have heard of him. He's been at Besiktas, he's been in the MLS, he's been around the block, alright? He is Algerian born. I don't really need to describe why or if he was allowed to play for this nation. He was born there, so of course he was allowed to. He actually decided to play for Italy instead. Now, it didn't work out as well as he probably would have initially wanted to. Like I say, he only made 11 appearances for the main team. He played for Olympics team as well, though. He was actually one of the 3 over-age players permitted to play for Italy. And then he won a bronze medal, actually, in the Olympics for, obviously, Italy. So that was a pretty interesting one. It's a little interesting one I've added to this. Just a little bit, something a little bit different, a little retro card, something that, a little bit of research can go a long way. Now, in this episode, we've actually managed to shorten it down to 4 players, which is a little bit disappointing because I would love 5, but it just takes a lot of research these videos, and we didn't manage to find a 5th player. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, finish it off with one of the biggest players the world has ever seen, alright, in this episode. And we have the Zinedine Zidane, and he could have played for Algeria. Now, he was actually born to Algerian parents or whatever like that. Now, he actually gets quite touchy about the subject, I think, in an interview once. France. He actually got quite upset when they started asking him and talking to him about it. Obviously, it's quite close to his heart, and I guess that's what's something to do with that. But obviously, he played for France pretty much all for his youth career and obviously for his main career as well. Under 17, under 18, under 21, actually making a big 20 appearances for the under 21 team. But then it was the French team where he really stood out. 108 appearances, scoring 31 goals for France. Imagine if he played for Algeria, how different things would be for Zidane and France. Things would be absolutely just hugely different for his career, for the world of football. Things just would be different. One thing is for sure, if he played for Algeria, he wouldn't have won a World Cup, which he's currently and obviously holds when he won it for France in 1998. He also won the UEFA European Football Championships in the year 2000 as well. So let's just be honest, if he played for Algeria, he wouldn't have won either of them, would he? He just wouldn't have won either of them. So that is probably the biggest like nation change sort of player to talk about I've ever had to do in an episode, because this guy, if he picked a different nation, he wouldn't have won a World Cup and he wouldn't have won obviously Euro. And I don't know if I featured any player in this episode who's won both, who obviously could have changed for a different nation. I haven't talked about any of them yet. I'm sure there are more out there, but I just haven't talked about any of them yet. So yes, guys, that is absolutely massive. Literally the biggest nation change story of all the episodes. So obviously I've only got 4 players this episode, but the final one. If you have enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a thumbs up and like down below. Can we smash 4,000 likes for another nation change video this week? I'm out. Has been a pleasure as always. Take it easy. Have a good week. Peace.